Assalamu alaikum. 6 p.m. This is Radio Pakistan, the news read by Miriam Khan. First, the headlines. President says Modi regime has endangered the world peace with its reckless and proactive approach in occupied Kashmir. Minister says the European Parliament will start debate on Kashmir issue tomorrow. Indian Supreme Court has ordered Modi government to restore normalcy in occupied Jammu and Kashmir. Human Rights Watch has urged India to immediately release the detained Kashmiris who have not been charged with a recognizable offense. China has called for restraint by all sides to safeguard peace and stability in the Middle East. Pakistan cricket team's training camp for upcoming ODI and T20 series against Sri Lanka will commence in Lahore from Wednesday. And now the news in detail. President Dr. Arif Alvi has urged the international community to work for the alleviation of the misery that the people of occupied Kashmir are suffering at the hands of the Indian fascist regime. Speaking during a credentials ceremony in Islamabad today, he said that the world peace has been endangered by the reckless and provocative approach adopted by the Modi's government in occupied Kashmir. Earlier, non-resident ambassadors and high commissioners designate of New Zealand, Cyprus, Venezuela, Croatia, and Ghana presented their credentials to the President Dr. Arif Alvi. The President facilitated the newly appointed non-president ambassadors and high commissioners designate to Pakistan. He said Pakistan is desirous of cordial relations with all friendly countries. Foreign Minister Shah Mahmood Qureshi says the European Parliament will hold debate on Kashmir issue tomorrow. Talking to a private television channel today, he said that the international media has rejected the Indian stance on occupied Jammu and Kashmir. The minister said Kashmiri people are staging protests all over the world against the Indian atrocities and curfew. He demanded that the Hurriyat leadership detained by the Indian forces should be released. Special Assistant on Information Broadcasting Firdaus Ashikawan has called for unity amongst the different segments of society to effectively highlight the plight of the Kashmiri people. Addressing an all-parties Kashmir conference in Islamabad today, she said there are close links between Pakistani and Kashmiri people. She said Pakistan is incomplete without Kashmir. The Special Assistant said that India has unleashed a wave of oppression in occupied Kashmir, but the Kashmiri people are standing firm to their just struggle for right to self-determination. National Parliamentarian Conference on Kashmir will be held in Islamabad on Wednesday. This was stated by the Senator Faisal Javed Khan in a tweet today. He said that the conference under the theme Urgent Need of Humanitarian Efforts will be chaired by the Chairman Senate Sadiq Sanjarani. The Indian Supreme Court has ordered Modi government to restore normalcy in occupied Jammu and Kashmir. Chief Justice of India Rajan Gogoi issued these orders while hearing a petition by the child rights activist Anshaki Gaguli on the state of children between 6 and 18 years because of the restrictions in Jammu and Kashmir. The Supreme Court also sought a report from the Jammu and Kashmir High Court Chief Justice on allegation that people are finding it difficult to approach the High Court. The Indian Chief Justice said he will visit Jammu and Kashmir personally if needed to check on the allegation of human rights abuses amid security restrictions that have been placed since August 5th, when the Indian government ended the special status to the state. In occupied Kashmir, normal life remained affected for the 43rd consecutive day today due to the curfew and communications blockout, with the massive Indian forces, fortified and bulletproof bunkers returning to the Srinagar and other parts of the valley. Curfew and other restrictions have generated a humanitarian crisis as a shortage of daily commodities has hit the heart of the residents of Kashmir Valley. Education too has taken the worst beating because of the military clampdown. International human rights watchdog Human Rights Watch has urged the India to immediately release the detained Kashmiris who have not been charged with the recognizable offense. The Global Human Rights Organization said there are many detainees had not been allowed to contact their families or lawyers. It also asked that the Indian government to release the list of all detainees and their whereabouts. In occupied Kashmir, former puppet chief minister and National Conference leader Farooq Abdullah has been detained under the draconian law Public Safety Act. He has been kept under the house arrest at his Srinagar residence since the abrogation of the Article 370 on August 5th. This is Radio Pakistan giving you the news. Minister for Power Umar Ayub Khan says the government is taking various measures to provide the affordable and reliable energy to consumers. Addressing a seminar in Islamabad today, he said efforts are underway to revise the energy mix, enhance the renewable energy, and improve the electricity transmission system. The minister said that the government has set the target of revising the current energy mix of 60% imported fuel and 40% of indigenous resources to the 70% indigenous resources and 30% imported fuel by 2030. He said that the government plans to increase the share of renewable energy to 20% by 2025. Umar Ayub Khan said the electricity transmission system is being upgraded and the government has set the target of transmitting 26,000 megawatts of electricity by next summer. China has said it is irresponsible to blame anyone for an attack on Saudi Arabia's oil facilities without the conclusive facts. In a daily news briefing, Chinese Foreign Minister spokeswoman Hua Chuanying said that China has close economic, diplomatic, and energy relations with both Riyadh and Tehran and has to treat carefully in its ties with both. The spokesperson said that we hope all sides can restrain themselves and can jointly safeguard the peace and stability of the Middle East. Earlier, US President Donald Trump has said that the United States have locked and loaded for the potential response to the attack. Iran has rejected US accusation that it had a role in attack on the Saudi oil installation. Talking to media in Tehran, Foreign Ministry spokesman Abbas Mousavi said that the allegations are unacceptable and baseless. Earlier, a senior US official said Islamic Republic was behind the attack on Saudi Arabia. Saudi Arabia's state-owned oil company Aramco says it lost 6 billion barrels of oil, which would affect 6% of world's oil output. However, Saudi Arabia's energy minister says it has stockpiles of oil which will be used to offset the loss of production. The leaders of Turkey, Russia, and Iran are meeting today in Ankara in an effort to secure a lasting truce in northwest Syria. The summit in Ankara will focus on Idlib region, the last remaining territory held by the militants seeking to overthrow the President Bashar al-Assad. Under a deal with Moscow and Tehran 2 years ago, Turkey set up 12 military observation posts in northwest Syria aimed at reducing fighting between al-Assad's forces and rebels. British Prime Minister Boris Johnson has said that the next few days would be key to the chances of securing a Brexit deal. Johnson wrote in a Daily Telegraph newspaper that an agreement with the European Union is still possible. British Prime Minister will travel to the Luxembourg today to meet the ongoing European Commission President Jean-Claude Juncker. In India, at least 12 people were killed and 30 others are missing after a tourist boat capsized in the Godavari River in southern Indian state of Andhra Pradesh. Training camp of Pakistan cricket team for upcoming ODI and T20 series against the Sri Lankan will commence at the National Academy, Lahore from Wednesday. The T20 series against the Sri Lanka will start from 27 this month. And finally, the weather report. Mainly hot and humid weather is expected in most parts of the country during the next 12 hours. And that is the end of the news. For more news and analyses, please log on to our website radio.gov.pk and also watch live video streamings of our bulletins on the link facebook.com/Radio Pakistan News Official.